Well, good morning folks, hope you're all well. Well, this morning you find me on another Feeder Masters campaign. I'm at Albans Lakes, that's the qualifier. I can't remember there being one here before, so yeah, it should be interesting. I said I was going to film all of my Feeder Masters qualifiers this year. I did take the cameras to Ferry Meadows, but unfortunately there really wasn't anything to film. Unfortunately, I thought I drew a good peg, to be fair. It's where the fish had been the week before, so I thought happy days. But when I got there, the wind was blowing in the complete opposite direction, and it obviously, as it transpired in the end, the fish had got on the wind and they were right over the other end of the lake, which was, yeah, very unfortunate. And I had a motionless tip all day long. That's a bit of a lie, actually. I did have a small liner, but yeah, other than that, that was it. Really wasn't anything to film. I did meet Alan Norris, which was very good. So yeah, which was great. So hi, Alan. And I did film that. So if I get a chance, I'll just slip that into this video. So yeah, my dad's a big fan of his videos, and so hope you're keeping well, Alan. Right, guys, got another YouTuber with me, Alan Norris. Fish on TV UK. See that on
TV, yeah. And good morning, Alan Andrews' dad. How are you doing?
My dad will be pleased. He was hoping to get up here to meet Alan. He watches Alan's YouTube videos all the time, but unfortunately, he messaged me this morning. He had his booster jab yesterday, and yeah, it feels a bit worse for wear today. So get well soon, Dad. Anyway, yeah, Alan's not been up here before, so he's been trying to pump me for a bit of information. So I've given him all the right stuff.
Is the arm all right? No, I've bent it. You get that info out here.
So, did you have a good journey up here, Alan?
Yeah, very easy to find. Lovely weather. It's beautiful, isn't it? And
no.
That looks lovely, doesn't it? We've just had a quick look down.
It does look nice.
The lake. So
does
yeah,
look
looking
nice.
forward to it. It'll be really good.
Good.
So,
right.
If the info is wrong, I've got a really good grip, mate.
Oh well. Fingers crossed.
Anyway, Alan.
Yeah.
Good luck. So,
cheers, buddy, and you.
Hopefully, we shall both see you on the bank in an hour or so.
Yes, we will. Anyway, yes, like I say, I'm at Albans today for the Feeder Masters Qualifier. There's 2 lakes here. For the Feeder Masters, there's actually 3 lakes on the complex, but today we're going to be fishing Match Lake, which is its own zone, and then you've got Willows Lake, which has got 2 zones on it. And yeah, for those of you that don't fish Feeder Masters, there are either 20 or 22 peg zones, and you've got to win that zone to qualify. So 3 people will qualify today. If I had a preference, I would probably want to fish the larger Lake Willows. Just think I've got a bit more of a better chance on there. I do know the venue. I don't know it amazingly well, but I do know the venue. I find Match Lake, you know, the fish are quite peggy, whereas Willows, I think you've got a chance in each zone from a few areas, to be fair. So anyway, yeah, this is Willows Lake behind me at the moment. So as you can see, all the guys parking up here, getting themselves ready. There's a few of them over there. That's the cafe over there as well. So but yes, so anyway, I shall I'm here a little bit early, so I'm going to get myself a sausage sandwich, and then I shall film the draw for you. Fingers crossed I'll get a good one. Come back to you in a bit. Cheers, guys. Right, here we go, guys. Hands going in.
Here we go. This is it.
Not a lot left.
No.
Blimey. Right, let's have a look, see if we can get someone to hold the camera for me. Right, cheers, Pete.
3 more pegs.
35 Willows. Never fished there before, but we give it a go. Thanks, Pete. There's Pete, by the way. Right. What you got, Nave? 35 Willows. Oh, that's where he wanted to be. Right. Let's go and get that signed on. come back to you once I'm at the peg, guys. Morning, guys, got to my peg, as you can see, just driven up. Yeah, never fished down this end of the lake. I know I wanted to be on Willows, but I don't think this is the best end, to be honest with you, personally, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm not on end peg. I think there's a couple of more pegs to my left, but I have got a fair bit of space to my right, which is quite good. Sorry, I'm moving the camera about, the sun's right there, so you probably can't see me, but here we go anyway. So there's me, peg, peg 35 on Willows, and yeah, looks like, you can see, looks like that shelf's off pretty quick, so that's probably fairly deep here, which you might not necessarily want to be on a nice day, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm just going to do my normal sort of tactics. That's going to be interesting behind me. I don't know if you see that, but yeah, got some gobions here full of stone and wooden panel, so yeah, that's going to be interesting with the casting anyway. So, but yeah, just going to fish me normal conventional with some dendras, because I know the carp like dendrobinas in here, and I'll also set a method up as well, but it's mainly going to be cage. The good thing about this is the wind's blowing up this end, so there's a good chance that the fish might blow up this end. So, and if it is deeper water, that might hold the bream, I don't know, we'll see, won't we? So I'll get the gear set up and yeah, come back to you, have a look at the setup. See you in a bit, guys. Right then, guys, about half an hour to go. I'm pretty much set up now, which is good. Makes a change for me to not be sort of frantically running around with 5 minutes to go. So yeah, it's quite nice actually. Just been out of park right behind, and yeah, I was a bit more organised. It's on a Sunday today. I was a bit more organised, managed to get everything set up ready yesterday. What I had to do is set up two different setups, in case, because there's two different lakes here. Obviously, if I was on a match lake, it's much smaller, don't need me big rods. It's, yeah, it's a completely different approach. As I'm on Willows, my approach is going to be it's going to be a more of a fishing a cage feeder as opposed to a method feeder. Could be wrong, but I do know the carp will have the dendrobinas here, so I'm kind of hoping that I can fish for bream and carp at the same time. So anyway, I'll go over my bait and everything and that in a minute. So apologies if the sun's making the picture a bit iffy, but I'm just going to go over my ground bait mix as I've got time. So it's still in the bucket here at the minute. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's quite a dark mix. So what I've done is I've got the peg number 1 Mayhem green, and I've mixed that with half a bag of the peg number 1 squid and krill black. I haven't added it in yet, but I'm also going to add in some 2mm squid and krill black pellets. Now, instead of using water, what I've actually done is I've used the Mayhem betaine green pellet soak, which is obviously peg number 1. You can see that it's green. Reason for that is I actually want to create a nice cloud out there as that goes down, and that will just keep continuing to let a cloud off. So that's the reason I've used that instead of water. Have added a little bit of water to it, but it's predominantly that soak. So yeah, I just thought I'd give that a go today. I've also added in some molasses. I know that tends to work here. I've done a previous video here, which was earlier on in the year. And yeah, I put quite a lot of molasses in my ground bait, ended up catching a load of carp rather than bream. So come here to catch bream and caught a load of carp, so I've had a load of molasses in as well. So hopefully all of that will help make it quite inert. It'll get it down to where I need it. It's not particularly deep out there actually. I thought it was going to be deeper than what it is, but it'll also start creating a nice cloud as well, so because it's going to be a really bright sunny day today. So there's quite a decent colour in the water, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad. The good news is that when you look out there, the wind is coming from right to left, so it is pushing down this way. So I'm kind of hoping that with a bit of luck, the fish will get down this end of the lake. Right, going to go over my setup with you. So let's just go over my landing net here. So what I've done is I've actually set up 3 rods. They're all free spirits. I apologise once again for the sun if that's making it a bit bad. I'll try and turn the camera around this way. So I've set up 3 rods. They're all free spirits. I've set up 2 13-foot rods, So because I'm going to be fishing at about 55 meters, found a nice sort of area out there. It's not too deep, it's not too shallow, it's got a little bit of gravel on it, but it's also got a little bit of silt there as well, so it's kind of yeah, nice area. It's not a nice dunk as it goes down, but it's not really rocky, but I can feel it's a little bit stony. So yeah, so that should be a half decent area. At least I know my bait's not going to get buried in a load of silt. So anyway, yeah, so I've set up 2 rods at that distance. I've actually got the high S power feeder distance, obviously, which is this rod here, which is going to be more of a method feeding rod, but I'm also going to use that to actually bait up today. So I've got them set up at exactly the same distance at the moment. And then for my conventional cage feeder, as you can see down there, there's a cage feeder. I've actually got the high S power feeder special, and they're both the 390s, as you can see, and they're both coupled up with the Daiwa 25 QD distance reels, and that's going to be conventional. Fishing that on a helicopter rig, which I never used to use, didn't really like it much, but I am sort of coming round to the last sort of 18 months of I've been fishing with at distance, and it's definitely better for less tangles. You still get tangles when you're fishing at that distance, you know, if things start spinning around. The way I've done it, I've set it up with a swivel on there, so hopefully it should take some of that spin out of it, but it doesn't always, especially if I then go over to fluorocarbon, which is a much stiffer line. That tends to sort of like twiddle up a bit more than a standard mono does. And then my third rod is the it's the Free Spirit. It's the high S feeder light, and this is just a little 11 foot. And what that's for, sorry, and I've got that coupled up with the 4012 QD reel. Yeah, I haven't used that reel for a while, so apologies for that. The reason for that is there's a lot of small skimmers in here, and if there is a period of the match where it kind of like just dies, then I'm going to feed a short line and see if I can sort of like get myself a few pound of skimmers while I rest the long line out there. So it just gives me a chance to rest that line, gives me a second line. My distance rod that I'm going to use for baiting up, I'm then actually going to add on 5 meters to that. And I'm going to put a method feeder on it, and it actually gets a little bit shallower out there, 5 meters past where I'm fishing, and it just may well be that on that bar out there could be some carp cruising around. So yeah, so I'm going to set that up as well. Yeah, and that's it. That's me today. Bait wise, as I haven't got the ground bait on here yet, because that's still in my bucket. I'm just waiting for that to soak properly. So what I've got here is obviously dead reds, and I've actually got some dead pinkies in there as well. I've got my sweet corn. I've not bothered chopping any of that up today. I'm actually just going to put that in as big grains, and I'm actually going to feed that quite heavy. I've got a load of chopped worm. I'm intending to actually fish heavy with a chopped worm today. It's one of those matches where you've got to go out and out to win your section. There's 20 pegs I've got to beat. It's a lot of pegs, so there's no point in messing about just trying to catch a few fish. I've actually really got to go out, and if the fish are there, I've got to make sure I put enough bait out there to keep them. Now, worm can kill a venue, as we know, but there's a nice colour in it. The wind's chopping into here. It's not particularly, you know, really blowing, but it is blowing in here, so I'm kind of hoping worm will be okay to put out there. It's one of those things. I'm going to feed it right from the off. I'm not going to go mega heavy with it, but I'm going to feed it right from the off. I've also got some casters as well. Got a feeling that they're going to want them today. So then I've got my peg number 1 2 mils, which I've soaked last night. Got them ready, and I've also got some dendrobinas in there ready to put on the hook, and I've also got a small tub of dendrobinas, a tub of small dendrobinas as well, much smaller ones to put on the hook. I've also got some maggots in here and some pinkies in there live. So I've got a selection of wafters that I can use on the method. But yeah, other than that, that's it. It's really not complicated, so that's going to be my approach. So anyway, I'm going to yeah, get my ground bait sorted, and then I shall come back to you once we're fishing. Right, come back to you in a minute, guys. Right, so that's it, folks. All in's happened. I've put 7 Guru bait up feeder falls out there at 55 meters, and I've put 4 sort of a standard small feeder Guru feeder at about 25 meters. So yeah, fed the 2 lines. We'll see how we get on. I've also got the option of feeding a very, very short line under this tree here later on as well, which I'm going to do, because you just never know, them carp might turn up, obviously patrolling the margins. So like I say, there's a breeze blowing down here. It's not a strong breeze, but it is blowing down this way. So, but it is very sunny and very warm, and it's not particularly deep out there. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'm out there on my first cast now. Been out there 1.5 minutes. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, it goes round for a few times, and yeah, get a chance of qualifying. Come back to you later, hopefully with a fish on, guys. Little skimmer, I think. Would help if I'd have had me disgorger out, but there we go. We'll go again. Right, guys, about, what's the time now? Hour and 20 minutes in, and I'm getting a lot of bites, but they're just really small skimmers. Haven't had a pull from a decent fish yet. So opposite, he's just landing his second decent bream. Can't see either side of me, so I don't know what they're getting, but I think one of them over there has lost a carp as well by the sounds of it. But so anyway, so I've now just gone out there on corn. I was fishing worm with a dead red, and I was getting bites every cast, but they were just small skimmers. I think I've had about 7 small skimmers. So but, yeah, nothing of any size at the moment. So at least I was getting bites, and obviously the bait's still going out there, so hopefully it'll bring the bigger bream in. But I've just decided to just hair rig a bit of corn and just see if I can pick up a slightly better fish. So fingers crossed, come back to you in a bit. That one got off. It was only a small fish. So guys, bit of an update. We're about an hour and about 2 hours and 20 minutes in, and all I'm getting is very small skimmers. I've probably had about 10-12 of them now. I've come off of me conventional, gone on to my method, and even on my method I'm getting battered by little skimmers. I did go on double corn on a hair rig, and that produced just little liners banging my feeder. Nothing took it at all. So at the moment there's no decent sized fish out there. So that's apparently someone's got a 20-pound carp further down in the section, and at the minute on the opposite bank, the guy right in the corner peg's playing a big carp. He's had it on probably for about 10 minutes now, maybe even a bit longer than that, 15 minutes. So the guy opposite me had his landing net out a few times with bream, and I think the guy to his right has had a bream as well. Sorry, that'd be to his left, yeah, to my right. But other than that, that's about it. I just, like I say, I just keep getting plagued by these little skimmers. It's like now my tip's just, my line hadn't even sunk, and it's round. So I'm just gonna, I've got no choice really. I'm just gonna keep plugging away on this line, keep the bait going out there, and just hope some decent fish move in. Not a lot else I can do. I might as well keep active and keep the bait going in and keep a few small fish going in the net, in the hope that a decent one comes along and nobbles it. the moment, this is all I'm getting. Slightly bigger, that one. Thought I'd better net it. It's probably one of the bigger ones. I've only had a couple like that. The rest have been smaller and I've been able to swing them in. Maybe, bit of luck, some of the bigger fish are moving in. Anyway, come back to you hopefully with a big fish on. See you later. Right then guys, 3 hours in. Nothing's really changed unfortunately. Just small skimmers out there, so I'm now just persevering on my method, trying to see if I can pick up the better stamp of fish. Guy on the opposite bank on the corner had a big one. Last time I spoke to you, he got it in. It was a carp. I don't know how much it weighed, but it was a nice size. Yeah, there we go, another small skimmer on the method. So it doesn't really matter what I'm putting on. I can put wafters on, I put pellets on, really doesn't matter. The only thing I'm not getting a pull on is sweet corn, funnily enough. Yeah, it just sits out there and I'm just getting touches on the old feeder, but not actually on the corn. These small skimmers just seem to be plaguing it out there, unfortunately. Another chance swinging that one in. And that's it. That's as big as they're getting. So, sort of size. So it's nice that the tip's going round, but that ain't going to get me qualified. I'll keep plugging away, and hopefully some of his big brothers and sisters will come along. Fingers crossed. Anyway, a couple of hours to go. Just to let you know, I have fed that short line now, so yeah, with an hour to go I might drop on there and give that a go. Might be the odd big one down there, with a bit of luck. Right, come back to you later guys. Well guys, just ended up going from bad to worse really. I've persevered on the method feeder now for the last hour, and I've gone up to a 10mm wafter, a size 10 hook, and I'm still getting skimmers on it. Unbelievable. So anyway, I've fed this short line here right in my margin a few times now during the day. With an hour to go, I've now just plopped on it. I'm gonna need carp. I'm gonna need a couple of decent sized carp, if not more than that, if I've got any chance. So there's no point plopping out there for skimmers. You know, I need to be able to get into some bigger fish. So sorry, got some stuff in my eye. So anyway, yeah, so we're looking at 2, possibly 3 decent sized carp to win the section at the minute. So I've got to really bank on this margin, hoping it's going to go round. Right, keep my fingers crossed. Got an hour to go. Hopefully come back to you. I'm playing a big carp. See you in a bit. So I've had my first little go down the margin, nothing, getting little taps again, once again from skimmers. So now I'm gonna go with a 10mm pillow wafter, orange. Gonna chuck it back out on my long line again. Give it another go out there. And then come back to this short line again, I think. Yeah, it's the only thing with Feeder Masters is frustrating because you need to win your whole zone. There's 20 anglers. so you've got to kind of fish positively. And I was hoping that by fishing with the old dendrobinas, big dendrobinas, that I'll pick up the big bream. And I know I've had carp here, obviously, fishing with those tactics as well. But hasn't worked today. There's plenty of carp up here cruising around, but they're just not getting their heads down, unfortunately. Right. Just stop that a little bit short from where I've been fishing. Just to see if I can't go longer because you can only really fish about halfway on the lake really, so yeah, just thought I'd fish a bit shorter and see if the fish are backed off like this way at all. So it's worth giving it a little go. Give it 10 minutes out there, see what happens, then I'll give it another 10 minutes down in the margin, and yeah, just keep chopping and changing, keep my fingers crossed. Come back to you in a bit, guys. Well, you saw the rig, dropped it short. And again, another skimmer, unbelievable. Just don't see it, no matter where I put it out there, just getting these skimmers. Never mind. Go again. Every time I see the tip move, I think, God, yeah, be a carp. No, another little skimmer. There's my package. There. A little bit of gill on it. Right, gonna go all the way out now. Stop it short. Keep going, guys. Come back to you in a bit. Well, 20 minutes to go, guys. Just down in the margin now. Apparently the chap opposite, his carp was about £18. Someone else in my section's caught a £14 catfish, and the guy next to him's had 2 carp. I think one of them was about 14, the other one was about 30. So he's winning the section at the minute with 2 carp. Yeah, crazy really, because I'd expect to catch that sort of weight with the bream in here, but they're just not wanting to play. All the skimmers are down there feeding, but the big bream, well, I don't know if they're just not around or just not feeding or what, I don't know. Really would have thought that they've caught a few today, considering how well the skimmers are feeding. But yeah, it's never gonna compete with them skimmers. Have to catch a hell of a lot of them to sort of get 40 odd pound, because I'm sure they probably caught skimmers as well, the guys that have caught the carp. But hence the reason why I didn't sort of stay on it really. But stayed on it long enough for a decent bream to move in, but just haven't done. Getting little knocks now just down in this margin. Once again, it's just small fish, I think. But, yeah, gonna need to cut the big lumps to qualify. Otherwise, it'll be on to the next one. Right. Probably come back to you in the all out unless it goes round. Cheers, guys. Well, that's it, guys. Caught 2 skimmers down the edge. Skimmers everywhere. Obviously wasn't going to be my day today, so there we are. I'll weigh in because there's no point really, but I always like to weigh in. But yeah, that's it. All done and dusted again. Another Feeder Masters qualifier over and done with. So on to the next one. Next one is next week at Barston. Hopefully get a good draw and get onto some fish. We've had some bites today. It's been a beautiful day, but yeah, just not the right conditions for bream fishing, unfortunately. And the carp haven't really wanted to play. They've been cruising around on top. So yeah, and as it's Feeder Masters, you're not allowed to fish with any floating baits. So it is what it is. Right then, guys, I'll come back to you in a bit and let you know what I've weighed. It's not going to be a lot. Cheers. Ta-da. Get it zero then, or
No, they're done, mate.
it's going to make a massive difference. If you zero them, the needle might move.
Well,
Oh, I could have caught billions of those, but no good.
well,
No good.
They might have been alright though.
Sorry?
If you had a $250 million of them.
Yeah, I know,
might
yeah,
have been
billion
alright.
of them might have been, yeah. Well, only about 300 of them, I think. 110 pounds.
Well done. £10 for that, Alan.
Or 10-2.
10-2. That's not the time.
10 to what? Thank you, guys.
No worries, buddy.
Yeah.
Nice day out, son, eh?
Oh, yes.
Good lad. Right, buddy.
So there we go, guys. Cheers.
See you, bye.
£10, 2 ounces of skimmers. I probably could have caught, I don't know, maybe 3 times that amount, possibly, if I'd have persevered on them. But yeah, still wouldn't have been enough. So, but there we go. Right then, guys, going to pack the rest of the gear away and yeah, start thinking about Barston, which is where it is next week for the Feeder Masters. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. I've certainly enjoyed making it, but, and I look forward to seeing you in the swim soon. Adios.